Yo guys, how's it going? Gonna do mirror drills, guys. Has anyone had any luck with it? I'm not feeling hopeful. Been a long day at work. Hi, how's it going? Glad to be able to do some gaming for a couple of hours before the time to hit the hay and the day starts again tomorrow. Roll on the weekend is what they say, hey? How is everyone doing anyway? How's everyone's oh, we're on the last day. 3 more of those. Lovely. How's everyone's day been and how's Mirror Jewels gone for everyone else? Where's my Valets? 14. We're getting close. We're getting close to upgrading that to rank 10. Should be able to get it done before the end of the... Actually, we're 14, 15, 16, 17. So we need 4 more. 4 more to get my rank 10. Then we can really start testing that gem out when it comes to the raid build, guys. Then we can start actually assessing the gem properly and seeing how it feels in PvE compared to PvP. Because I know it's great in PvP. Where's the gacha mechanics? The shop is here. Yo, how's it going? So, Azaran, the gacha mechanics is all of this, mate. It is literally shop after pay to win after pay to win. For anyone that is in the stream already, Azaran is my younger brother. And he is currently over in New York, so he's not over in the UK with us, but hopefully he's having a good holiday over there. Why have I got my exclamation mark there when it says I've completed all my fading embers for the week? That's odd. Must be a bug. 320 pearl shards, matey. Yeah, well, I think my luck is going to be terrible when it comes to the mirror jewels. You went to Wendy's earlier. I bet that was an experience. I heard you had got majorly burnt on the back of your legs. How's the legs today?
Earned some hills, have you? Well, you're in the right place.
First day, yeah, we did 40k steps and it was mostly in the sun. Yeah. Today it's been raining all day. No way. Feels like home. You've not done it on your main yet. I hear a lot of people have been having a lot of good luck with their ults. I'm glad I don't have an ult. Besides Diablo, do you play anything else? Not, not at all at the moment. Literally the past 3 years have been Diablo Immortal. And even before that, it was like Diablo 3, you know, and before that, World of Warcraft. So it's always been a game that I just dedicate my time to instead of playing lots of different games. I find that I've got a very addictive personality, so it's easy for me to get hooked just into one game. Even if the game seems very monotonous and it's just like repeat, like a Diablo game is. So it's perfect for my kind of addictive personality. Yeah. I think that is the same, isn't it? You know, like Riker said in his latest video, you know, he is jealous of some of the events that is in DI. And he actually confirmed pretty much that DI is better than D4. Pretty hilarious. I never expect I'd heard someone like Riker say that. I was watching Indes play some D4 earlier. It looks still very good. And maybe I will go back and have a play at some point with with D4. But to me, when it comes to the content I like to do, DI has got what I need. Although it has the pay to win aspect. Yeah, they could have done so well with D4. Easy Money Media, welcome in. The season with D4 is quite meh. I played literally like, I would say 3 months of D4 and that was pretty much it. After that, I didn't go back. I'd come back to DI and have continued being here. You know, I think the trouble is they released it too early. I think there could have been much more to the game when it was first released, and that let the game down. A lot of people left, and I think they just haven't recovered since then. And most of the seasons have just been a letdown, from what I've heard. Anyway, with start as we mean to go on, let's get the mirrored jewels done and see what I get. Let's see if my luck prevails. I'm not sure how many crests I've run recently. I think I'm up to... I could be up to the pity. You do like it, but the second season thingy, which with seasons reset, is rough. That's rough, yeah. I don't mind seasons, but, you know, I played plenty of seasons in D3. And it is always that kind of... the thing I don't like about it is you just rush for 2 weeks and then the game dies, and then, you know, you wait for the next season, where with DI it's a constant progressional path. Although RNG in DI is I suppose somewhat worse than what it was in Diablo 3, Diablo 4, but the grind is the grind. That's exactly what we play the games for, isn't it? Thanks for the follow. You know, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. A lot of people don't like the fact that there is such grind in DI. I know there was someone in my Discord talking about RNG earlier on, and we all know that the game is complete RNG when it comes to Diablo. Any ARPG is. You've just got to be lucky. The only way to combat RNG really is play more, right? If you play more, eventually you're going to get something good. Eventually, I say. We've activated it just to be on the safe side. We've got 10 crests. Okay. The RNGeevus has his hands on everything. He really does. Really does. You know, I don't remember the last time I got like a really good set item. I just don't remember. Or a really good piece of gear. You know, you look at my gear. My gear is like still 2430, 2460, 20. You know, I haven't seen any 2500s yet. 2500s would help me boost my CR a little bit more and get it always above the 48. I think my max is like 48.4 when I put on my random like max gear. Now, if I can get all this above, I should think that'll push at another 400 combat rating. So hopefully then we'll be pushing near enough to 49,000. But even then, it's still not enough to do the top Helliquary raid, which is hilarious, really. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's see how lucky I'm going to be. 2506. Wow. That's incredible. That must be getting to the point where that is the kind of... What is the highest going to be for... before we get to level 900? I don't know the calculations on actually working that out. What's it going to be? Am I going to be lucky? Are we going to have lots of white Well, we can already see the misery elixir. We have. Oh, we got a white beam over there. I can't see what it is, but there is a white beam in that corner. And I can see another one. It's more of a deep. More of the deep, guys. Okay. Okay. I don't mind 4. Is that 4 white beams? Yeah, we got 4. Don't know if they're going to be any good though. Just got to be careful and not pick up the ones that I don't want to pick up. Want to leave the white beams. Where's Everlasting? There is. I did see. I was still working when he did that. Yeah, later on I came back and I did hear that he'd got all 1s and 2s. Rather unfortunate. Okay, let's see what we're going to get on the first one. At least that's a 3. And a 2. Another 2. It's probably going to be another 2, right? It's gonna be another 2. Oh, and another 3. Ah, it's not so bad. We'll keep that. We'll send it to Rindez. See if he likes my luck. I might just post it to his Discord right now. It's a bit unfortunate though, he gets like, yeah, all of that being free to play as well. You know, that's the sort of time that he wants to be able to get some really good drops, and that's just unlucky when you get all, you know, 1s and 2s. Luck of the draw though, RNG, like we was just talking about there, Puddin'. Okay, what have I got to do then? Plenty to do. I don't think I've done much already yet. Did I do Vanguard? I'm not even sure. I haven't even been over here since they added in... Where'd they put it? Oh my god. That's so good. It's about time. Yep, done Vanguard. Maybe go do some PvP while it's still active then. Just have a bit of a laugh around in PvP. Lose some games, why not?
I have much to show. Caution is often wise.
Probably got plenty of keys as well to go and get some more secondary stats. 502. 503. Have I sold anything? Wow. Thanks for the tag. Thanks. Okay, thanks. Oh, thanks for the tag from your Discord. It was me who posted the screenshot. Ah. I see. Are we going to get a 3 for free on the wins then? I think I did when I did it yesterday. I won 3 for free. It was quite good. You gotta be careful with them sort of feet pics, though. People might download them and then make money out of them. Start selling them as their own. Frozen for days. Correct. Oh, you've gone Seder. Oh, that's interesting. What made you go Seder? I suppose that's quite an easy swap to go from Necro dot resolution to Seder dot resolution. Gems are pretty much the same, so. I'm just going to wait for the Druid before I change class for the first time. What is that? Stun. Stun for days. Gone for the same stance, defensive, but group buff wise, yeah. We don't want them on this this idol, we want them off. Ah, Fear went in the wrong direction. Couldn't spin around in time. We'll have to wait and see for the patch notes. You know, I think the patch notes will be up in the next probably like 4 weeks when it comes to the Druid being released, potentially, depending on the date of when the patch is going to come. People are talking like maybe the 20th of June, which really and truthfully isn't that far away, is it? Yeah, middle of June, around the 20th, I think people have been saying today. Gotta go defend that other idol. So much CC. What do you guys think about the game when it comes to CC? Do they need to add an absolute shit ton of diminishing returns for PvP? I think they do. Hey Fexus, how's it going, man? Gonna go down here, I reckon. Oh, no, I didn't. Skeletons time. Remove that long duration from Wiz, make it half the time for the CC. Yeah, I think it's just the frozen, isn't it? Personally, you think they need to add more ways to get small gems up? Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they're going to bring when it comes to this this anniversary, right? Obviously, we know we're going to get 3 different gems when it comes to the anniversary, a 1, a 2, and a 5. But it'd be interesting to see what they actually do bring when it comes to potentially like new gear. You know, will they change? I think it was in Apollyon's video today. He was talking about some of the speculations that could come. And I think some of them make complete enough sense. It's right to speculate. If you had the chance of upgrading a gem to 4 out of 5 between a Bottled Hope and a Rolling, I would definitely go for probably... Oh, that is a difficult decision. I'd probably go Rolling though, to be honest. Yeah, I'd agree. Bottle is very good, but Rolling you use for, you know, everything. Rolling is definitely the best gem to go for. We're defending good. Yeah, definitely Rolling. Don't get me wrong, Bottled Hope is a really good gem and that should be in your lineup, but I think Rolling's just going to give you the best bang for your buck, really, when it comes to an upgrade. Yeah, exactly, Fexus. Definitely the way to go. Well, first one's a win. Nice and easy. Good luck, go, go, go. Have you just joined in? Because I did my my mirror jewels. I was able to get 4 more of the deep. So it could be a gem that I really upgrade now, potentially. I've got enough to do it, but I just don't see me using it. So I think it's kind of pointless. I'll keep hold of them for now. There could be an upgrade I need gem power for in the future. Who knows? I must say, I was looking at kind of when I last released a video earlier on, and it's been like nearly 8 days. Gotta get on that. Work has been madness the last couple of weeks. I just hope Blizz does not nerf the Scythe Necro build. 100%, yeah. They can't nerf Scythe anymore though, right? They already nerfed it by the radius and everything like that, so. That song reminds you of GTA Vice City. I love listening to these Stream Beats tracks. I think they're really, really good. I'd say good luck from Mirror, but I can see I'm both late for that, and I got 4 more of the deeps. Look at this stun. Can he do nothing? I did get a fear. Yeah, but the Scythe nerf, it didn't really do much. I know there was a lot of people complained about that initially, wasn't there? About the radius and that, but I think it's been absolutely fine, to be fair. I haven't noticed too much of an issue. Yeah, I saw my first character got 2 times 2 stars, so hopefully my other character's better. That is a downside to having also. You can guarantee your luck is going to be good with one and bad with another. Depending on which way, obviously, round it is. You know, you could be lucky on your main, but I think a lot of people have more luck on their ults, sadly, and then just wish they could have added the rolls on their main. How'd they manage to pull that off? Look at all the other people at the other side. Come on. Get them stun resistant rolls in. How you finding them stun resistant rolls, man? You don't get feared or stunned. Yeah, I know, but I should look at it really, but I don't play PvP as serious as a lot of people. I just like to go in, get my few done, and that's it. Get to legend, and then I'm all good. That's the perk of both playing the main. Yeah. Can you really call them both mains though? One is still going to be your most played character, right? Which you have to really call your main. Man, Reforgers, I just can't be dealing with Reforgers. We don't get enough Reforged stones as it is. You just hit legend for the crests. Yeah, 100%. A lot of people do. Which is totally understandable, right? Getting 10 free crests if you get the legend is GG. You did 40 Lego crests today and got 2 stars, everything else 1 stars. Maybe it's time that Blizzard changes Lego crests drops so it gives you 2 stars and above. I think the issue is that pity in not being able to count it right, so you can't plan. You can't build it ready. It's expensive to get the proper Reforged rolls. It is compared to other Diablo games for sure. Yeah, 100%. When it comes to doing all that sort of thing, yeah, your Reforgers, if you're not getting enough stones and your enchants as well, a lot of people would find them expensive to do, simply because of the resources it costs when it comes to the materials and gold. And having to get your gear to level 30. Some people are still obviously chasing that level 30 gear. This is another easy one. Like the video I sent you, if I change my enchants and reforges, I can't get close to the same DPS. Yeah, reforges and enchants are a massive part of the character's damage and stuff, right? You know, I'm lucky when it comes to this character that I've... when it comes to PvE, I've got all the reforges that I need, you know. I like that we've got a third slot of reforges so we can try other things out, but still, as a player that doesn't spend, I suppose, a lot on the game, even though you would say that, you know, coming up for nearly 4,000 max reso compared to some people is a lot. I just don't have the need or the want to spend money to do reforges. I think they just need to give us better ways to run and more reforge stones. This has been a really boring match. I don't do the stones reforge. I go for the 5k plat way till I get 5. Okay, yeah. But then plat could be spent on other things, right? Didn't even need to get any medals because I couldn't even... There was no point in me standing on the idols because they weren't going anywhere. This is all I really care about. Getting these and getting these. Don't get me wrong. The random gems are good. And they are definitely one thing that people should be doing it for. But I think most people will go for these, don't they? Such a great change that they did by adding 10 crests there. Especially as you only need to get to... Well, they do crest all the way down, don't they? Yeah. But to get the max, you only need to get to... What was it? To 3,000. Yeah, it is straight into legend, yeah. Gold 1, it starts off with a crest, yeah. I think it's fairly easy for most people, unless you're really, really new to the game, to progress into the legend. Attack speed and reforge, will it affect summon mob or no? I haven't played summons for ages and I don't remember the answer to that one. I know that we would use attack speed as one of the reforges for the summon setup. I'm not sure if it only affects some of the mages and not all, just like skill damage does as well. Yo, first time watching your stream, made an ult to play Necro. Welcome in, Steve. Enjoy the ult Necro. Necro is so much fun. I'm not biased at all, honestly. Yeah, I think it's right. From what I remember, we take the attack speed simply because of our primary attack rate, right? I've got to start getting... As soon as I've got reforge stones, guys, I'm going to start working towards doing summon builds. Depending on what happens between now and obviously Druid being released. It could be after the Druid is released that I do that. I have got videos in the works, guys, so I haven't forgot about videos. Don't worry. I've got some new a gem tier list coming up for 1 stars, 2 stars, and 5 stars. But I'm doing it in such a way that I want to make sure that I've always got the infographics ready for it, so I don't have to ever do it again. I can just add new gems into the mix and do updates very, very easily. So I've been creating all them ready for the video. Shouldn't have spawned in. What did I do that for? What an idiot. Where's my team? Here we go. Can we get it? Nope. I did help my team push through a little bit, so that was good. Stop them from blocking us in that first choke point. Wow. This will be a loss, I reckon. Confirming it now. Best to push this side for sure. Team is just getting absolutely annihilated. Heal up. No. Couldn't save myself to heal up. Need to give them a bit of pressure this side, but there's this one guy, he's just super OP. This dude, whale alert. Well, we could still push and win if we can apply enough pressure. They could then panic. I just got to keep being annoying what a tank should do, right? And dying all of the time, apparently. I'm doing good, guys. 7 to 1. Don't judge me. The question I've just seen what Andrew said. You think Blizzard would add another gem slot, and if it happened, it should be a W or a lose, a win or a lose. I personally think I think they will add another slot at some point. I just can't see why they wouldn't. You know, when it comes to a business point of view, they want to make money, right? They add more gem slots, they make more money. I'm not even going to go down that right side anymore. I'm just getting absolutely annihilated. Let's go join the gang. Would fear him if I could see him. Can we chuck a skeleton out before I die? Nope. Do you think it'll be small first? Meh. I think Blizzard are just wanting to make as much money as... It's the same with NetEase, right? Blizzard NetEase are just trying to make as much money out of the game as they possibly can. And you know, with a game like this, I can't say I blame them. You know, people are prepared to pay into the game. People want to progress in the game, so why wouldn't they make it so people can spend more money? At the point is now where some of these gems and the builds, and how long have we had 8 stones for, 8 gem slots for? It's been like, what, 2 years since they added more? You know, and they keep adding more and more gems, but when it comes to more and more gems being added, we're still not replacing the ones we've been using for a while, because the ones we've been using for a while are just so good and nothing's coming up to replace them. But if they were to add more gem slots in, more gems would then be used, so it would just line their back pockets. Why not? The same when it comes to normal gems, right? When they talked about this, we could actually push this. When it comes to merging gems and having two different stats on one gem, like they said they were going to do ages ago. Oh wow, we actually booked it. That's just another money-making venture for them, right? Same with familiars, same with any sort of skins they do. Blizzard are there to make money from this game, so why wouldn't they add any extra gem slots? It just makes sense. I don't know what sort of gear they'd do. We've obviously already got the green sets, which they're not going to allow us to add a legendary gems into. We've got 2 weapon slots, 2 offhand slots. What else could they even add? Didn't get any kills, but most damage taken, obviously, because I was standing around like a tank. Oh well, 3 to 3. Fishing's kind of cool, and I think they could have done it a lot better. And I think the same with the mining stuff, right? Mining is cool. I like the idea of it. I like being able to craft. But
Steve Martin super chatted £7 and
whoa,
53
super
pence.
chat.
Kids want dinner. That means no YouTube for me. Have a good one, bro.
Cheers, Steve. Have a good one, mate. Gotta go feed the kids. Take it easy, buddy. Okay, what are we going to do next? I think we're going to do some dungeons. We've got 3 dungeons to do today, I think it is. Well, there may even be 6. Did I do yesterday's? I cannot remember. Let's have a look at my battle pass. Yeah, we've only got 3 to do. Let's go. Hey, Okan, how's it going? How's your day been? My day and week has been madness. I can't wait for the weekend where I can actually focus on getting some recorded content done. Not been able to do any this week. I've been doing shifts of 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I just like to relax in the morning before work. There's no chance of me getting a razor, mate. This is not coming off. Same old, same old. I think that's like most of our lives are like, isn't it? You know, you get to an age where it's just get up, go to work, play some video games, and then repeat the following day. Is he doing all right over here? Good man. Why is the other affix in here? It's just chains. Unless someone's hitting me with an absolute shit ton of chains. Anyone else feel like that sometimes? You're doing some random challenge dungeons and just suddenly like, here's the chains. I can see them now. But there's no, sometimes there's so much color on the screen, you just don't see where the damage is coming from, and you like can't understand and comprehend where that damage is actually coming from to see it. Same with raids sometimes. Especially Gauntlet. Was on Rabbits earlier and the Butcher landed on the raft. It was nasty as fuck. What the fuck was Butcher doing on the raft? I don't think I've ever seen him spawning on the raft on the random Butcher encounter. Especially as everyone goes AFK on the raft. Like, can this chain even be... There we go. No, I was... Oh, purple portal. Every time you see the purple portal, it's like... Oh, no, not fucking Butcher again. Especially if he, like, spawns in on, like, a Gauntlet dungeon. What was that? Didn't even pop up properly. Oh, agreed. At least we're going to get a guaranteed green bit. Probably scrap it anyway. They need to make it different bosses at random. And that would be well cool if they just didn't have it as a random Butcher pool. It should just be able to be, like you say, any dungeon boss that can possibly you can encounter should be able to spawn from that pool. Well, that would be epic. Oh, double drop. 2 wisps, at least. Can you imagine some of them? They'd be absolutely crazy. Sacrificial power. Where's all the health pots? Sada's epic tank but crap farming. I suppose, is it the first time you've ever gone to Sada though? Have you got like all the gear and the Mastery 4 and stuff? Wow, first time getting to the stream. Hey mate, hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well. How are you? Welcome in. I tend to stream at random times, you know. I think this is like 4th stream possibly that I've done. But I think most of the time it's going to be later in the evening. When I finish work, I just like to come and chill and then come and do some gaming. weekend streams, if the missus is at work, there may be a time that I stream earlier, maybe in the afternoon, something like that. I just like to come on, chat to you guys, whoever tunes in, and just do my daily grind, you know. Doing well, thanks. Hope you keep streaming, like your content, and have a super... man, oh, that means so much. Thank you very much. I'm glad all my content has been much use to many Necros. And hopefully, it can continue. I haven't been releasing as many videos as recently as what I was. Simply because I've released so many, you know. I think we're up to like 70 now. And most of them are like builds and stuff, and there's not really been a build change when it comes to new content for a while. You know, so I think streaming is definitely going to alleviate how many times I put videos out. Maybe get one video out a week while it's not as busy in the game. Obviously, when Druid comes out and the new patch for the anniversary, it's going to be crazy, right? These guys follow me. I don't know if they're in the stream, but wicked dudes, wicked dudes. I like to follow some guys that are dedicated, like you as Necro, Keys as DH, etc. Love the dedication from you guys. Man, I try and play kind of a Necro in all the games that I've ever played, you know, especially when it comes to ARPGs. If a Necro is there or some sort of summon ability class, then I'm gonna be jumping on it for sure. Should have lots of elites in this one, guys. This one should be big damage. Let's blast it. Oh man, I'm definitely going to be experimenting with Druid when it comes out. That's for sure. 100%. Thanks for the sub there, Faith. 100% I'm going to be jumping on Druid when it comes out. I really need to get into doing the other classes because I've only been Necro since I started playing. I love Necro and appreciate you for being Necro. Yeah, man. I think a lot of people do love Necros out there, and I think that's kind of what's helped me grow as quickly and as... I just never expected it, you know. It's just one of those things. I didn't think that doing just Necro content people would like it as much, but apparently you guys do. So yeah, this is my favorite Diablo channel now. Well, thank you very much. But I am looking forward to the Druid having a change up. We'll see what it's like compared to Necro. The other classes will have to come at a later stage. I've got to work out them and get to Mastery 4. I don't even know how long that all takes nowadays. I know one thing, it's going to be a hell of a grind. Too many numbers. Rip. Gonna hit a billion though. Gonna get a billion DPS easy. For the first time in ages, guys, I didn't do any AFK farming today. Shock. Negro is your favorite for this game as well? Yeah, I think I just like the Necro in general. I think in most games that I've played which has got a Necro in it, they're just a very enjoyable class to play. You know, different from all the others, especially if they've got a lot of summons involved. And I know when I first played Necro on DI, I was just a summon mancer. You know, lightning build all the way. Seems like this chat has crashed. I'm gonna have to reload it.
Baroni's super chatted £4.21. Small appreciation token. Keep up
Baronis,
the good work, mate.
thank you very much for the donation. Hopefully the chat now work on screen so I can see the multi-chat. Much easier to look at that angle than it is to look at my other screen with the other chat on it at the moment. We've got someone else in here who's doing some big DPS. I'm not top. Unusual. There we go. There we go. There's the numbers. Sure, man. When I've done this one, I'll invite you. Do you think, guys, they will ever add in upgraded gem drops? So, like, normal gems can drop at, like, level 2. What's this? Let's get putting in. Let's have a look at you on your Seder, man. Oh man. That weapon and shield is amazing.
We grow ever stronger. The biting cold is unrelenting, even from dawn. This is the power of the Iceburn Tear.
I must say, when it comes to the cosmetics, you know, the Seder's shield and offhand is pretty amazing.
The balance is preserved.
It's that explosive thing. Ugh. This thing is horrible. How does everyone else feel about this explosive reaction? Throughout all the AoE, you cannot actually see it. Can I run through it? Yes. This dungeon build you're using the same from the last video or any updates? Nah, this is just my regular dungeon build. No updates to this one for a while, to be honest. Thanks for the follow there, Ali.
We grow ever stronger.
How are you? Welcome in. Explosive reaction again. I just do not like that one. They need to make it more obvious. I wish there was like a sound or something like that when it was on you, just so you could actually tell. Look at that damage it does if you don't see it. What was the other one we got on this one? That's just speed run. Thank God for that. Can we bug it out? Nope, we can't get through there. Oh, look. The worst affix. I actually think it's worse than sacrificial power, guys. What was that? Max health to none by one hit of that explosive.
Sinking fast. The plank. Monster could drag me into the ocean. Need to get below.
I just need to get ahead of everyone that's got explosive and stay away from them, right? I think that's the best idea. That explosive, I see at that time, I was able to kind of get out of everyone else's. You're upstairs? What do you mean you're upstairs? Whoa, close. Oh, I know what you mean now. It bugged out. Sometimes on that second boss, you get stuck in the little room as well on the phase, and you can't get out of there, and you end up bugging out until you get to this point. Anyway, it's not a bug. What are we talking about? It's a feature.
What is this place? Did anyone survive? This is
Everyone's out to kill me with their explosive. Another double drop.
your grave beckons.
I think that just that explosive is just very, very rough. They really massacred our boy with that Scythe update now. A lot of people feel like that. I actually don't feel that way. I actually feel that it's okay. You know, I suppose it feels a little bit clunky compared to we're used to these massive scythes spinning around us. But as long as you position yourself correctly, it's absolutely fine. There's not really that much DPS loss. This would be big numbers.
How much farther are the rabbits in this hellish jungle?
Sadly, not many elites though. Would have been nice to have a few more elites. Have noticed that the skulls that circle us are decent. The skulls are good. They do a tremendous amount of damage, and they're okay as until you get to a boss.
But where is the children? That raft is the only way.
And then you just spawn one skull, and it takes like forever to go around you.
Death is inevitable.
Swarm is just a more annoying to use. Now, I suppose it is. You just have to make sure, you know, that you know the distances that you need to stand. I think if you play as much as like I do, you know, it doesn't become that much of a difference, especially in PvE. Yeah, in PvP, I can see it being annoying. And it's been a long time since I've used Scythe in PvP because I mostly use the Golem at the moment. I just know for a fact what's going to happen, guys, is Druid's going to release. All the new essences are going to come, and it's going to be something amazing for Necro, and I'm going to be like, well, I need to test Druid out. What would I do in that situation? I'd have to go Druid just to be there, you know, and to test everything. Because if I don't do it, then I'm never going to do it. Definitely go Druid in case we get another storm through. Yeah. Have a ult to go to level 30 and then access the main stuff and create a Druid. I'll just switch to Druid when it comes out. Necro can come at another time. I think swapping to the Druid would be cool. Not just for content, but a cool time for me to actually embrace changing classes for the first time. You feel a shave coming on. I think I should ban the word shave in my channel, guys. What do you reckon?
The balance is
I really just don't think I'm going to shave ever again. Eventually, one day, it may get a trim, but I haven't touched it for for a couple of years when it comes to actually trimming anything off of it. It's definitely slowed down in growth, but
together we will do what must be done.
The Haradrim, you've arrived. Sultan Kul and Tarth
loads of elites.
are already fighting below.
Too many numbers. Lags computer out. Started off with loads of elites and then we've got none now. Man, stream elements is on point there. Doesn't normally come up with 2 in a row like that.
All that remains is a sword. Zoltan, take the others through the valley below. I bail.
It is not my time.
I'm actually surprised Blizzard give us a surprise Mirror Duel event. None of us were actually expecting it at all. How do guys feel about that? Should it come with other events and be attached to other events, or do we just like it when they surprise us? 100% that's why they do it. You're not wrong there, Pun. Not wrong there at all, mate. Yeah, I think you're right. I do appreciate when it just randomly turns up. Luckily, I had 10, 10 crests. Because I did like 40 the other day. And it was only just like, I got to the point where I was like, okay, mirror jewels can come up at any point. And I knew I was pretty much on the, I didn't know I'd done kind of enough. I'm sure I did. I'm sure it was 40 that I did. I didn't keep count. Or it could have been 30 that I knew I'd done 10 before that. I can't really remember, but I knew I must be close to the pity counter. And obviously I was right because I was able to get 4 more of the deeps. But yeah, I do like it when they just surprise us with events. Events that are kind of, nice and give us a bit of advantage. And to see 2 people talking about that when it went live, that we'd got this mirrored jewels, it was really, really good. Always get the message for spectrals now, though. I've noticed that coming up a lot more in dungeons. Mirror event during another event with some synergy. That would, yeah, I think there'd be some, yeah, I got 4 mores. Yeah, it was quite good. 2 3s and 2 2s. Not that I use more. And I'll mostly end up, we got Disrupted Portal. We'll mostly end up using them as food at some point for other gems. But I like to keep a good selection of gems ready there for that exact reason. You got 4 BSJ. Wow. All 2 stars though, right? Look at this guy, random butcher. He lands anywhere. Yeah, 100%. He does not care. Yeah, but I'm free to play, so I'll take it. Take what? Well, yeah, it was a free to play. If you're gonna get 4 BSJs drop, shit, man, you're just gonna accept that 100%. Were they all bound, or did you have any unbound? Pay to win or free to play times 4 BSJ isn't a miss, lol. Yeah, that is 100% a W. All bound, went straight red crest. First mirrored with some 5 stars, not complaining for the next 6 months. Yeah, 100%. I think you've done well when it comes to 4 BSJs. I think the actual first 5 out of 5 star I got was a Bloodsoaked Jade, and I'm not sure. Have I ever had more than the 1? I don't think so. I think I've only ever had the 1 5 out of 5 drop, and I think it is that. I could be wrong on that. Maybe another gem that I just don't remember. But I actually sold it when I got it. Any juicy news inside of the next major update? Well, unfortunately, I'm not privy enough to be in the partner program, and sadly, even if I was, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But from what we can gather from previous anniversary updates, we know we're going to get a new class at some point over the next, 4 to 6 weeks. We know we're going to be getting a new 1-star, 2-star, and 5-star because that's what comes every year. But other than that, anything could happen. Anything could happen, really. We could get new gear slots. We know we're going to get new pieces of new essences, so we know we're going to get 6 per class. Will we get a new dungeon? We haven't had a new dungeon for a while, and I think with the new druid area, could there be a new dungeon come for the druid area with the continuation of the story? Potentially. I ain't going to rule that one out. Yeah, I'm expecting that, to be honest with you, but I'm expecting us to go to get a reduction in Paragon levels. That I would be surprised if it didn't happen. And I think this time it'll be even more drastic than last time. We should get a new Paragon tree, or maybe 2. Wait, you're not a partner yet? Who are we complaining to? Yeah, I haven't had any word about it. I'm not here for that. I'm here for just making good content, making people's lives easier. "35 days-ish during middle of June is nice for..." Yeah, I would say it's going to be about that. Oh, there's a yellow mob. We're too busy here messing around and not killing the yellow mob. Sorry, Deppen. Have we done now? Or is Zoltan just being a... Here he goes. I mean, I get, but you're growing quite well and have a chill content. That partnership will come eventually, possibly. If I get kind of a message and get invited to it, yeah, I'm all for joining and doing testing and giving opinions and all of that. I think that's all a good thing to do. If it doesn't happen, then no harm done. I'm still here to give, like you said, good content for people that play Necro and who enjoy the game, and just to have chill vibes. Really, I don't like too much stress in life. None of us do, and that's exactly how I want to, grow my channel. I think the community side, building that is the more important part of a channel. Please do. We need someone to put some sense on the Necro shenanigans lately. Yeah, I think a lot of people would like some answers to do with like Rhino. Like, why wasn't that max movement speed?
But it will not go. The primeval spirit is straining at its cage. Then we must obtain another soul. Tyrael, he will have answers. I assure you, Bale will not roam free again. We can have this conversation later.
I think just having it CC sets would make it better. Yeah. You know, I think what it needs when it comes to the Rhino, and I've said this before in I think my video and on stream, is it needs to have a movement speed increase to 40%. It also needs to have some sort of AoE around it, or you know, something that does like our primary damage, because we've lost our primary skill. I know it does like a little bit of damage, but there's nothing around it. There's no benefit. You know, it's just a loss of DPS when it comes to single target. And I think if we was to use that in a, say, a dungeon build, you just can't justify it. Look at this guy with the mages.
The balance is preserved.
Let me past. Man, I miss my Blackwall mages beaming the fuck out of everyone. Good times. It just looks so epic, doesn't it? Because they have multiple beams coming out. It is a cool skill. You just look at the amount of beams. I just wish that I'd have had like 3 reforged slots when I moved over to doing this sort of necro instead of the summon builds I used to do. Because then I would have been able to do builds already, but because I changed my my reforgers back when we only had 2 sets of reforgers, I've now got to work back to getting all them reforgers set.
Welcome, ally.
Exactly, that's the annoying part about summons. Lots of changes involved to make them viable again. Well, yeah, because the reforgers that you need are, you know, you definitely need to have them. There's no way you can not have them. You need to have the extra summon damage. They interrupt me again.
My health is restored. Your grave beckons.
The only thing I don't know with the Reforgers when it comes to the summons now is it worth keeping the damage to enemies suffering loss of control and not having a bonus? Because I know in the summons Reforge you have the free wildfire setup. But if you kept this, you could still do amazing epic damage because you're going to be, you know, causing a loss of control. There's two ways to get the summon rerolls, Reforge and enchantments. Yeah. That's a good point, but what causes loss of control? The Cypher fix? No. You would go permanent golem. And the aura around the permanent golem is a slow, so it provides you loss of control. Loss of control with DPS has a max of roll of 10%. That's 80% output just there. Yeah, it's a massive thing not to use, right?
Your grave beckons.
If you really want to push them to the mage's damage, having more damage from loss of control effects is just going to majorly increase the amount of DPS you can put out. If you was to drop that 80% loss, it's just a lot. Yeah. You can get it on here as well, so you can get even more. I think that's a stat you have to utilize on Reforgers and on there. It's just pure damage. It's just, why wouldn't you stack it?
Welcome, ally.
The downside to it being on greens though is you may lose out on someone else that may be worthwhile taking, but I suppose not on many greens. There's not really things that you would take when it comes to like crit hit damage or chance.
Somebody help me! Noah!
Let's quickly shut Noah up. In theory, it's 160, but notice some pieces don't have the roll. Yeah. It's just an amazing amount of damage that you can just add, which just is pure damage that you are going to put out to loss of control. And if you can have a golem that can automatically do that without having to use another ability, then why wouldn't you take it? The aura on that golem as well, if you can get increased golem size, is just huge. Something you may know the answer to. You know the maximum decrease in cooldown when you have 8 pieces saw 13% with no... You know the answer. You know the maximum decrease in cooldown when you have 8 pieces saw 13 seconds but with no backing. On what set is that? But now you see when they took out Viftus. But yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. There's a lot of hoo-ha at the moment. And Jolt, for instance. Yeah. Jolt is really good for PvP. Oh, get wrecked. 100%, but you know, we all complained that Crimson didn't get buffed by Vifus, but we can definitely understand why it didn't. You know, I think it would have been nice to have it be buffed by it, but it would have just broke the gem and broke kind of everything, right? It would have just been a too powerful gem to use in every content. There would have been no other choice. Like, I think I can safely say now, without doing too much more testing with that new Crimson gem, that it was definitely overrated when it comes to PvE. You know, there was a lot of hype about it, and it is a good gem, don't get me wrong, especially if you don't have Mornskull. But for PvE, it's just, there is better options. PvP is great. And once I do bring out my gem guide for all of the Necro required legendary gems, you'll see kind of my opinion on it. To be honest, the annoying part is just the lack of clear communication. We really have to rely on guys like you to get the answers. I think that they do that simply because, like, when it comes to, say, what is buffed by what, you know, look at say mages in Necro. Only some mages are buffed by skill damage. And we've had this conversation on Discord a lot between me and the few guys that kind of look into all this sort of stuff. Technically, if you think about it, and from a player's point of view, if you didn't look into it, you would believe that all of your skills should be affected by skill damage. It just doesn't work that way. And I wouldn't even say necessarily they're fuck-ups. I think it's just that they do it that way to allow people to figure these things out. Yeah, but then you say that, which I totally understand. But Blackwall mages are a summon. They're affected by summons, but they're also skill damage. Yeah, but they were CC affected without. Yeah. It's just weird that they're kind of. It's just not that obvious though, right? When people kind of. The amount of times I've seen it. Not just in my Discord, but in the main Discord, even on Reddit. People saying like. What mages are affected by skill damage because of literally Colossus and Entropic Well. Maybe they need to put on each piece of each skill. There is a skill damage when you you couldn't even trust that though, because when you go onto some of these things here, guys, take no notice of them most of the time. You know, there's some of these that just say the wrong thing completely. And I don't know how bad that is with other classes because I've only played Necro, but I'm presuming it's just across the board that sometimes things are not always like they should be. Yeah, a little symbol saying CC AoE DPS skill, but how... Even if they do that, can you really trust it? Because like the Rhino had the wrong classification for a while because it said dash. And I believe that's been fixed now. I don't think it says dash anymore. Exactly, like until today we don't have a simple tooltip for beneficial effects. Yeah. You know, there's so many things missing even in this stat frame. You know, in here, where is bed? Beneficial effects duration. There isn't. Now, they could have that in here.
Done by their own ambition.
Well, their info is like Facebook. If they say it's true, it's true. Like that saying is pretty good, man. I like that. If it's on social media, it's gotta be legit. I love going to Reddit and being biased about it. Nothing other classes agreed. Nothing Necro. Don't touch my king. It's just like leave Necro alone. You can only buff Necro. I still see complaints on Reddit like about Necro though being too OP. You know, I think there was one a couple of days ago that I see it was talking about like Golem being broken. And that I did so. And now obviously Golem should be nerfed and Necro should be nerfed in PvP. I personally think all they need to do with PvP is just reduce the amount of CC there is when it comes to diminishing returns. Necro, King Necro baby, ignore what I'm playing. Sada's nice, but no Necro lol. The trouble is, it can be. I seen some nerf. Don't, mate. just don't. Let's not talk about nerfs. We don't need a Wraith nerf. We don't need it. We don't want it. What about this question then? If you could have a new skill added to the game for Necro, what would it be? Because there could be a time when they add in new skills for each class. I had a similar thought experiment. If you could have any skill from other classes to Necro, what would it be? That's a good one. Bring in another skill from another class to Necro. I think the better question is, what skill would you like to be added to Necro that possibly has like been in other games, other Diablos? Part and gift back, but take 2 hits away. Part and gift, we were lucky that didn't get nerfed earlier on in the game, to be honest. I think it only become majorly noticeable when we was all kind of using it for gauntlets. Barb's leap for Golem, yeah. Thanks for the follow there, Azimo. How's it going? Now, I personally think that we need something for Necro that can utilize corpses to heal ourselves. And actually use our Necro kind of health for damage. See, that's a cool idea, Puddin'. I like that. But going back to what Baroness has just said, interesting like concept. BKs would fight you on that probably. Probably, yeah. But I think, you know, going to like D3, you've got Blood Necro. And what Puddin's just said as well, maybe drain summons for DPS, like in D3. I'm sure it was D3, I think, and D4. There is a an ability that allows you to completely sacrifice all of your summons to increase your DPS. And you actually kind of like have a buff for that. Boom Armor does this passively. Yeah, 100% it does. D4 Skelly sacrifice for bone shard armor had 11 summons lost. Yeah. I just think there's a lot more they could do with the Necromancer in DI. You know, I think, you know, a Bloodmancer would be kind of cool. I know we have the Corpse Lance Essence, which I forget the name of now, which does something to do with blood. But it's just a terrible essence. Maybe I'm biased, but Necro seems to be the better class where they can experiment with stuff. Yeah, I think it does suit that, doesn't it? Yeah, no worries, man. Go sort your gear out and then we'll do a few more. I'll probably stay streaming for another probably half an hour. And then I'm going to call it a night. Get ready for another working day tomorrow. Quite a few greens. I wonder if any of them would be good once we identify them all, once we've finished running. Hopefully at least one will be alright. Harris always offering the best vibe for music streams, man. I just like listening to the stream beat stuff. I can just casually have it on at any point in time and it's just got a chill vibe. Not bad, I suppose. Sweet. Let's go. Had to check some beats from the guy and he knows what he's doing. Man, if you've seen kind of any of his videos that he does on YouTube, for I think it's Senpai Gaming. His rooms now that he does all his recording and stuff in is absolutely insane.
Very well. A foul magic lingers within these halls. If the Separate Crucible still here, it lies in the deepest recesses of his tomb.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts just how his setups and that are. And he's got his like own recording studio and everything now. So it's absolutely insane. But it's good that he does all these tracks and that, and there's many playlists. And it's just all free, it's just great. Some streamers put some music that have, to be honest, it's impossible to watch. Yeah, I just like chill stuff when it comes to, you know, music. There's no reason to have it, you know, too much in your face. Just a bit of background noise. You know, I don't know what's playing at the moment when it comes to him. What we got, synthwave. And this playlist is literally like 7 hours, 20 minutes long. Playlist ready for a 10k marathon. I think I'm way off 10k. Gotta hit the 5 first. Random butcher. Where do you run off to? Perfect. Got a guy with big wings. Big wings. Doesn't beat me in DPS though. Maybe he's not trying. Oh, they're bigger than my wings, mate. I know they're not compared to your level, but they're bigger than my baby wings. Visa can help you get some wings. Maybe I should write a letter to Visa. Just be like, Visa, I don't want a card or anything, but can you just send me some money so I can get some wings? Big wings only mean he drunk loads of Red Bull. I want the 11k wings right now. I think the 10k one, red ones are cool, but I'm partial to the white wings. I always like red wings. I don't know why. I like some of the wings they actually did in D3. I think some of them were fucking amazing. I just find that I like, can't even show you here. I just like a kind of red transmog sets, or, you know, cosmetic sets. So I find having red wings is really just kind of a nice vibe. I think for a necro, did it bug? No, I can't get up there. I think for a necro, white cosmetics just doesn't suit it. Saw some You've been watching Napoleon. Saw some speculation about mechanical wings coming. That'd be kind of cool. The 11k ones are where the lava dripping thing really stands out. Yeah. was over on Yoistburn. This 12k resto is one tap in PvP. Yeah, it's just insane, right?
Need to get below.
I'm just glad that the game has got to a stage now where it doesn't matter kind of what your spend level is. Really, there is a kind of a part that you can play in the game, even as a new player. I just think as new players coming in, I suppose they expect that they can just get to the Paragon level and jump in with us people that have played for 3 years doing challenge dungeons, right? Typically, if the person has 12k wings, they have all rank 10 normal gems. That just thinking about rank 10 normal gems is just mind-boggling to me.
Has to be a way to pierce its hide.
I think the highest one that I've got is like, yeah, I've got some rank 8s. And my secondary stit like, you know, around about this. All things considered, you can still have some fun and impact being free to play in this game. 100% you can. Depends what you want to play the game for, right? I think a lot of people play Diablo for PvE, right? Because it is a PvE game. Obviously, with this game, it is got the PvP aspect to it, which is heavily focused in the game to being pay to win. But I think as a free to play, if you're joining the game as a new player, the game has got lots of things you can still do. I have rank 9 gems and still feel underpowered against those 12k players. That's insane to hear someone at your power level saying that. Yeah. It's a different level of playing, isn't it? Correct.
Where is this place? Did anyone survive this evil place? Your grave. Together we will do what must be done.
Did everyone get their gem from Zod, by the way? Is anyone still trying to pull that off?
Let us face the darkness as one.
Nope, 32 runs in, but got 50 chips. I suppose I did, since I haven't done a damn thing. 50 now, but nothing. I actually managed to get mine the other day. I don't even know how many I did. In total. Probably 60. A lot of WoWs at 12k and your cluster are running 11k armor and 11k potency. That is absolutely madness. I've just started seeing people dropping armor down and pushing more armor pen to 11k. That's just insane. It's just insane amounts. For the, I suppose, I say average player, that is ludicrous amounts that they're never going to get to, right? Without doing something that's you know, with ults and things like that, which people are obviously frown upon.
Has to be a way to place its hide.
We don't got the big ones soon. We're gonna be drinking all the salt water. Even this fucking customer's gotta have flow.
This on Gauntlet is annoying. Because of that beam. Comes out of nowhere. I got George in. George from the clan. I like when I get blinded by 11k potency Sada has time to have a coffee with me before killing me.
Where is this place?
It's like blind, couple of slurps of the coffee. Stand behind the broken beams in corners. They can't. Yeah, I know. I just don't like to stand behind things. I just like to be able to, you know, kill things quicker. I know Fexus will just say speak to Visa for that one. Visa can help you. Oh, fuck my life. I just rezzed him. Sacrificed myself. I think it's 18,900 plus small gems to craft. Yeah, it is that amount. Yeah, you're right. Have you seen the new GTA 6 trailer? It looks incredible. Diablo Immortal will die for me on the 26th of May. Didn't they? Is that the actual official date now, or did I hear on the word that is going being pushed even further back to like 2026.
Together we will do what must be done.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I heard. You're gonna have to wait longer, Drew. Sorry for disappoint, mate. Sorry for disappoint. Yeah, 2026. Still a year away. Your strategy for normal gems is waiting for someone to dump, then snatch 999 stacks for cheap as a can. I can understand that.
We will do what must be done.
I really can't wait to play it, especially online. Seems like they add an RP mode to it. Yeah, I'm not surprised, really. I think that was kind of expected, the RP mode. We need a DI plus GTA 5 collab. Bring Trevor to the game. Can you imagine that? GTA 5 crossover with Diablo Immortal. Epic lag. Wow, the game didn't like that. It was talking about that awful crossover. DI just had a seizure. Blizzard really is a dumb company. Have you seen how many out of place collabs and Mortal Kombat has, and it's working? Yeah. I think that anything can work, right? It's whether it's done correctly. You know, look at the complaints in like Diablo 4 at the moment for the Berserk event.
A new partner. Very well. We grow ever stronger.
I think there's definitely many crossovers they can do. And isn't there another crossover at some point this year as well we see on the timeline? I mean, there's definitely a lot they can do when it comes to just random crossover events. But then it just means we'll be paying for more. So we like all these events, but more money will be spent.
Your grace beckons.
Yeah, FOMO doesn't affect me anymore. A few months later, we'll have another overpowered, whatever the cycle continues. It's always going to be that way, isn't it, with a game like this? I think even if it wasn't pay to win and it was like, you know, another Diablo game, there's always that, you know, aspect that the game does give a growth when it comes to your character, when it comes to damage and everything in general. There's always another new thing.
Now, if I can just avoid the fire long enough. Undone by their own ambition. I am renewed.
How long you see yourself making content for DI, and do you think you'll bring other games to the mix? We'll see what the future holds. You know, now I am creating content, you know, learning as I go still, you know. I've only been doing it since November. You know, I think even with Indez, you know, Indez has only started his last year as well. And his growth has been incredible. And I think with his help and some pointers he gave me when I started, it definitely helped me improve kind of what I was doing. But I would like to think, you know, once the game kind of goes down a way that there's no more content that can be made because there's just not enough players, I think if I've built a community up that's willing to follow me to another game, no matter what that bit would be, you know, and yeah, I don't think everyone would follow because obviously games are, you know, personal when it comes to what you enjoy. But I think I'd like to stay in the ARGP space, you know, because that is the games that I like to play. We just have to wait and see what happens in the future. I totally think I will continue to make content for a game now. I've always, you know, tried to help communities when it comes to, you know, games like Diablo, simply because that's the type of person I am. Before I was making content on here for DI, I was actually all players must be alive. Where did he die? Save him. I think, yeah, before I was doing content in video form, I was already helping, you know, on Discord, on the main DI Discord, with infographics for Necro. And some of them still are shared around now. And even before that, when I was playing like World of Warcraft, you know, I played a warlock, helping other people out from what I'd learned. You know, people in the clans that I used to run, playing tank as a paladin and a druid. You know, helping people. It's just always been just kind of the person that I am. It's because you guys are helping everyone, and when with a divide like DI, free to play, pay to win, you guys bring us together. So Yeah, I think that's kind of right, isn't it? You know, the content creators do help do that. Some more than others, I would say. You know, some more than others. I feel that's kind of just the way I wanted to make my channel. I didn't want to just be, you know, a person that just makes content for the sake of it. I wanted to be there to be able to kind of help people in their journey. To be honest, you're growing well without all the appeal that others do. With just with some good content, you have not. Yeah, you know, I think that's all you need to do, isn't it? If you can get people on your side with your content and people will enjoy what you're doing and enjoy listening to you explain stuff, I think, yeah, you're going to be able to build a following. And it's not when I started it. It's not that I aim to have a massive following. You know, I just want to build a community of people that like to play games that I enjoy playing. I think a lot of people just want, you know, some explanation to when it comes to different builds, different classes, you know, things like that. And I think that's why content like, you know, the fact that I do Necro, Indes does that, you know, I think it just helps people. What server am I on? I'm on Pools of Wisdom.
The balance is preserved.
The best thing is you stay to what you know and no false info. Yeah, I'm not one for giving out false info. You know, false info and speculations and things like that. I like to have a chat and a discussion about things I would like in the game. Whether that you could class them as speculations that they're going to come is a different matter. But, you know, we talked in a Discord. I said this a few weeks ago, I think. Possibly on Indes' stream when I joined him the last time. We was talking about different things that I'd like for Necro, and I think we talked and said that in the main Discord Necro channel, someone had actually mentioned about having some sort of mount for Necro, and we didn't say anything about Rhino. I can't even remember what the mount was that we talked about, but eventually that happened. We got a Rhino. You know, although it's a bit of a meme, we still got what we was talking about. So speculation discussions can turn into something, especially if they're seen by the developers, as something being that could turn out to be real, you know. And I think that's always good to have that discussion and have that chat about things that we would all like, because that can get out there and give ideas. When it comes to speculation videos, I don't mind them. I think we should speculate, but sometimes it can get people's hopes up, right? Or they may see it as more than speculation. And that can lead to, obviously, you know, people becoming hateful of the game because they haven't been given what they presumed they were going to get. Listen, Blues.
But where is the chieftain? That raft is the only way forward, it seems.
No, don't get me wrong, when it comes to the game, I don't know all of the info. There's still stuff that I learn from other people. That's why when I built my Discord, I've got a, you know, I've always told people on there, I've got a separate part of Discord that is for people that like to delve into the depths of the game when it comes to different things that we don't necessarily tell people straight away about. Different things we're testing, different things we're discussing. It's just something that I think is useful for people that like to delve into the depths of a class. I hate sacrificial power. It is on its own though, so could be worse.
Fear not the end. Shine beyond my reach. Killing their reinforcements sure angered them. Now, if I can just avoid the fire long enough. Undone by their own ambition.
No, I'm definitely looking forward to trying the druid out and bringing some newer content to the channel other than just Necro. That'd be interesting to see how that goes. Smashing through track with Necro, claiming other classes. You know, I wish, talking about claiming stuff for other classes, I wish we could get more points when it comes to our essences and being able to buy other pieces for other classes. I wish I could do that much easier. I wish they were cheaper. Maybe they should do an event for that. Double points when you hand in essence.
Leoric's throne lies single in the haunted land. It's time to put his wretched soul back to rest.
You can run at their level, so anything under the current difficulty is legacy stars. Yeah. But like, because I haven't played other classes before, you know, I have got other essences for other classes simply because, you know, I've been able to acquire some of them through, you know, other means, but I don't have hardly any of them. It would be nice to be able to work kind of that way to, you know, start acquiring some of them cheaper than what they currently are. I wouldn't want to gain any of the mastery, but, you know, be able to just have the essences when you go over to a class would be nice. The amount of farming that I've got to do if I go and swap over to another class, you know, is absolutely incredible. Alright guys, got to call it a night. Take care, fellas, and see you next time. See you later, mate. Take care. I'm not going to be much more longer. I'll probably have another few more runs. It is already just gone 12:30, so... You're at 600 in each now? Of each of the points, you mean? I think I've got like 1,200 of one, maybe. It's just crazy, right? How much they cost. It's like, we're going to make it easier, guys. You can, you know, save up these points and it's going to be easier to get kind of essences for your class and for other classes, but we're going to make it cost that many points. It's going to take you forever still to do it, even though it has made it easier, granted. You guarantee 99% of these greens are going to be rubbish.
The Haradrim. You've arrived. Sultan Kul and Tal Rasha are already fighting.
The demons trying to move us from the prime evil. Join me in foiling their efforts.
What was also doing to you in the party? You gotta watch out for him sometimes.
Welcome, my friends. Come, help me strike down these demons, and we can pursue their master.
That is crazy.
Those who seek destruction shall find it.
What is that from Void Spark? I take it.
That remains is a sword.
No. What electric was he using then?
The others through the valley below. Report to Balin. Buy us time. That brazen fool has no idea what he's doing. Come with me, Bale.
Not sure was a beam from him to King. Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Death is inevitable. Your corpses are mine.
Come on, Zoltan. Oh, it could be from that, yeah.
Fighting the demon lord.
I think it's going to be one more for me and then I'm going to call it for a night. Definitely getting tired. What's it been? Coming up for 2 hours, 45-minute stream. Midweek.
Are you mad? Only an archangel's weapon can cleave the world's stone, and this sliver will not make it to Ariel.
Work again tomorrow. Roll on the weekend.
He will have answers. I assure
Old age. Yeah, I know, man. But old age, and you say like it's 20 to 1 in the morning and I'm still playing games. The downside to me is when I come off tonight, and I'm like this most nights, I will actually probably still chill for another good half an hour to an hour before I actually go to sleep. Mate, I'll be on till 4, then up at 6:30 with the kids. Jesus Christ. Three weeks on, 1 week off. That sounds pretty cool though. Sounds like the 3 weeks are tiring, and then you're recuperating for a day or so after that, and then you can have a few days of just enjoying life, and then back to it again, right? Wifey made it first 3 days sleep, last days out. Yeah. My sleep plan is just all over the place. You know, working from home is all well and good. And it's great not having to get up early in the morning. I can just literally get up if I needed to, you know, half an hour before work and just, you know, have breakfast, get on. That's definitely the advantage of working from home. But the other side of it is I can just game until really late and still get enough sleep in, just about. Some days I do need the extra like coffee or 6. Couldn't do that comfort work stuff. Yeah. Let's see what we get. Let's identify it all. Oh. Just looks so bad. Terrible. Not enough CR. It's just so bad. I might keep that because I'm still upgrading some of my farm gear. Even though it's vitality willpower, I still need to upgrade some of it because some of my farm gear is like 2100 still. Fort bit terrible. Terrible. GG. At least we get some wisps. 24 plus 4, 28. How many I'm sitting on now? I could probably craft some stuff. Only 49. I did some crafting the other day, so I think I used like 150 the other day to get one good piece of gear. Where are we going to stick these boots? Stick them in there. That's absolutely fine. Oh. Okay, what did we complete? Oh, not that one though. What did we complete? Let's claim that. That's it. Colossal Surge from doing the event. And we got an extra one. Got to that though. I could get it by the 1st of June. Random piece of gear. Shady stock. That is pretty much complete now. I might as well go collect that up. While I'm here as well, may as well do these. Not her. This one.
Welcome to my own little slice of the wilds.
And get the others rolling, ready to collect in the morning. I wish you could do this a little bit quicker. Click, 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 click. It's just why.
Ugh. Who just browses?
Not that one.
Welcome to my own little slice
Purchase this
of the
one.
wilds. Good shot.
Looking for something in particular?
Shady stock. We'll purchase that. Terrible. Purchase that. Terrible. Random set. Right, I think we're going to end it there then, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Anyone that's followed and subscribed and super chatted, if you're still around, thanks for doing all of that. That's much appreciated. I do have some video ideas coming up over the next few days that I'm going to try and get sorted ready for the weekend. I am working on a tier list for the gems and kind of getting them all together, because I think it's been about 5 months now since I did a tier list when it comes to the Necro gems, and I think I want to clear it up once and for all and have one that's got all of our different builds in it when it comes to, you know, Golem, PvP, DPS, and non-summons and summon builds. So we're going to give it the rundown of all of it across the 1-star, 2-star and 5 stars, but I have been working on that for about a week and a half, getting all the images and that ready, that how I want to set it out. And I'm not in a rush to get it done. I just want to make sure that, you know, it's done correctly, and then when we update videos, get new gems, it's going to be much easier, much quicker to update them all. But yeah, it's been a great stream. Cheers for tuning in. Cheers for the party there, Puddin'. It's been a great fun blasting all them dungeons. But we will definitely see you in the next one. Next stream will probably be Saturday sometime. Maybe in the day, or I may leave it until the evening. I do want to get a video recorded and possibly do the gem video on Saturday and get it released over the weekend. So it may probably be in the evening that I do the stream. So everyone, take care, and we'll see you at the weekend.